Hello, my name is Fox Moore, a student here at Stoughton High School in Mass. Recently, I've become rather educated in the subject of gun control. I've conducted some interviews and scrounged up footage from CNN to further my education and perhaps even enlighten a solution to this problem. Check it out.
A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed.
That's an easy one to figure out. Basically, that's just saying that as an American citizen, you have the right to bear arms. Now, keep in mind when that was written. That was written back when we were being attacked. This country's being attacked by the British.
Should U.S. citizens only rely on the military to protect them? Darrell Scott provides his 2 cents.
And when something as terrible as Columbine's tragedy occurs, politicians immediately look for a scapegoat, such as the NRA. They immediately seek to pass more restrictive laws that continue to erode away our personal and private liberties. We don't need more restrictive laws. Eric and Dylan would not have been stopped by more gun laws or metal detectors. Political posturing and restrictive legislation are not the answers.
There isn't much of gun control at all in this country. I don't know, it's a tough question because you could control guns, but yet the people who shouldn't have them are going to be the ones to continue to have them. I think you got to crack down on the process that you have to go through in order to get guns. Even still, I think you have to increase the incentive with gun buyback programs. I think there's some hope in that, offering to buy guns back for a good price, so people will be inclined to maybe give up their guns for the green.
Okay, to lower gun violence in this country, I think that we need to undertake a reflective process of gun laws. I think gun laws are really where it's at. I think, we need to have strict codes about what is set for somebody to own a gun. In other words, again, full reflective health records, mental health records, classes on what is involved in owning a gun.
That it's part of a much larger problem. So to address this one part of crime in American society, or this idea of lawlessness in American society, I think it'll take a much bigger component to address that. It's just part of one systematic or systemic problem that we have that allows for violence and crime to go sort of unchecked or unpunished. And I think some of it might have to do with the rise in opioid use that has not been addressed and corrected over time. So will the president have an impact? I would hope that the next president will have an impact.
It's a huge problem in today's society because I think it's easy for people to acquire guns, and that leads to guns getting into the hands of younger people, people that are 15, 14, 13 years old and don't necessarily understand the implications and the complications of how serious having a gun is. And that's something that causes that to be a problem in America's streets.
Checks. And simply says that we want to keep guns out of the hands of dangerous people, and to do that we need to ensure that all gun sales, all commercial gun sales, whether it's over the internet, at a gun show, or at a federally licensed firearm dealer, at a store, all of them have to complete successfully a background check. That's all it says, but that has stopped millions of gun sales over the years. But with the internet now, it's expanded. And it's so easy to avoid going through a background check. And that's all it does, but it's very important. And law enforcement will tell you it makes a big difference. And it clearly has stopped many crimes and many deaths.
Obama weighing authority on guns. I'm sure you saw this front page story in the Washington Post. In response to the latest mass shooting during his presidency, President Obama is seriously considering circumventing Congress with his executive authority and imposing new background check requirements for buyers who purchase weapons.
By bypassing Congress in order to set up new gun laws here in the United States, I believe that, yes, certainly we need tighter gun laws here in the U.S., but by bypassing Congress and invoking executive privilege, I believe that President Obama is going down a very slippery slope that he's advancing past the use of checks and balances here in this country, and I think that's going to provide a bigger problem for him and the United States government.
With the opinions on gun control and especially gun violence from various staff members in my high school, I myself have yet to voice my opinion. I believe that this country has ceased to enforce and oversee the restrictions and qualifications when acquiring a firearm. With today's youth going off the handle or maniacs shooting up schools, I refuse to be a product of my environment. So I asked the candidates for our 2016 presidential election this one question. What are you going to do in order to keep not only me, but the students in my community, the future of this country, safe?